confident because of that.
Obviously, he's still competing for a job.
Yeah.
Don't know where that'll go, but like, how has he responded to it? Given this is his last opportunity.
I think he's responded pretty well. It's never easy being in that position, especially as a senior guy and a guy that played a little bit last year. But that's one of the things that we have prided ourselves on as a program is our ability to develop guys, and guys like a Josh Getzky, who a year ago, or even when he first got here, it was kind of a long shot, and now he's developed and played his way into maybe one of our top guys, and so it's never probably an easy battle to have. I had the similar battle when I was a junior and senior as well, and it just, I think, makes you push yourself that much more. His maturity is really showing through, and he's helping guys. I've asked him to play some variety of positions, just maybe more so than some of the other guys that, we were talking about versatility, but, I've asked Jordan to play all five at some point in this 2023 calendar year. So, he's really embraced, I think, that, and he's embraced his role as a veteran statesman in that room,
How do you feel about your depth? How has it developed?
At the start of camp, I felt great. Camp every day, there's like, oh, this guy's out for this period, this guy's out for this period, but I think we're better than we've been in that area, and we're continuing to get better. We've got some really good young talent, and they just got to learn how to be Division I football players, and that takes time. It does. I know I say that every time, every interview I give, but I'm very pleased with the talent level that we've brought in. We need to now develop it so it's ready to go, and that's what you are seeing with guys like Getzky, guys like Barlov has come on and played well. TJ having the spring was huge. Brandon having the spring was huge. And you a guy like Jordan who has developed. Those are all huge pieces to continue to develop your depth. And you got 3 starters returning in whatever capacity, and you got a guy like Cruz that has continued to develop too. So I feel good about where we are in terms of that, but you'd always want more. You always want more. You're always going to need more. We were very fortunate last year with the lack of injuries that we faced, and I think you always need multiple guys to play in the season, and especially as physical as we play. And so it's coming along. It's coming along. I don't think any coach will tell you it's there yet. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's probably already been asked this, but the right guard position seems to be the most contested. What can you tell us about that?
It's still contested. No, it's still going well. We've had some rotations there, and both guys are playing good football, and so it's ongoing, and I'm excited to see. I think Jordan is playing probably his best football. I think Getzky's a really strong player and getting better and better, and I've been very pleased with him. And even you got a guy that's playing some tackle reps with like Zai, but Zai's a returning Big Ten honoree at that position as well. So and then you got guys like Zach Barlov, who has played sparingly, I guess, through his young career, but is a very strong, very physical player that has gotten some reps at guard. So we're still in full competition mode. We don't break camp yet, and we're still moving forward that way.
Was there any thought given to shuffling things around a little bit, or did you really want to keep that left side intact?
I think you look at all options. Anytime you go through a reshuffling like we did, I think you look at where you best have each player fits his skill set, and maybe the strongest, where his strongest skill set is, and I think that's important. I think continuity is important. When you got guys returning that have played well together and have continued to kind of foster that relationship throughout the summer, throughout the training season, the off season, all those spring training, all that kind of stuff, and that's important. Continuity is important. Feel is important. Right, getting used to the guy playing next to you is pretty critical for those 5. And you see it in the NFL. You see it in the NFL preseason games, right? You see it in the interviews that some of these guys are giving, right, waiting to kind of get their depth set and those starting 5 rolling. And we're no different. We're trying to develop that continuity and that relationship, that camaraderie up front. And so it is important. I wouldn't. I don't think it's fair to say we didn't look at those things, but we feel pretty good at where we're headed.
Zai looks physically good. What was your messaging to him as he's going through surgery and wouldn't be able to do everything in the summer, like to keep him on that path? Like it seems like he didn't die early. How did you help coach him through that?
Well, first of all, give him all the credit because he showed discipline, he showed his maturity, and those were our talks after the season, was that how he has to take the next step. I mean, he kind of came in and flashed, but there was lots of inconsistency. And I think you look back at the film and you could say that pretty fairly. And that was my talk with him, is that, hey, you're not going to have the opportunity to go through spring. You're not going to have the opportunity to train like you would normally, if you didn't have surgery. So you got to do other things right. You got to study, live in the film room. You got to really manage your nutrition and your diet, right? Because you're not going to be able to burn the calories that some of the other guys are doing just yet. And you need to work on some of the technique and the fundamentals that don't require a lot of the upper body stuff. So he embraced it. He's a very driven young man, and really enjoyed, I think, just going through that experience. And like I've said before, it got taken away. And Jeremy said later on, earlier, we were talking to him about life kind of goes on, and we moved forward with Genske in the spring at tackle and all that kind of stuff. And I think that just motivated him even more. And he came back and has lost some weight, which was not easy to do when you're not doing everything. And he's gotten better. He still has a long way to go, but he's gotten a lot better. And I'm really excited to see, what he can do this in year 2 in our system.
Was he a guy, when he rolls his ankle early in camp, that you were like, I need to get him as many reps as possible? Or because he played 13 games, there's less of that necessity?
That's a good question. I'm probably different than most. I want him to get as many reps as I can.
Sure.
It's just kind of the way I'm wired, and the way the line position, I think, is wired. That's the way Zai is too. Zai's walking off. I hear he's out for the practice, and I turn around, he's standing right there, and he wants to go again. I'm like, hey, come on, man. So, but that's just the way he's wired. But I think he needs as many reps as he can. I think that's the only way to continue to improve your fundamentals is to go through that preparation, and that's a big part of what we believe in that room.
So it leads me into, with you guys having your bye week like in late October, have you guys structured fall camp in terms of contact any differently to just keep you guys as fresh as possible?
Yeah, we've done quite a few things, I think, just with emphasis on recovery, and putting that big resources, big emphasis on that, with education on that with our kids and our guys, and we have our ways of doing some of those things that have been really effective, and the NCAA, I mean, not to sound like an old man here, but the NCAA used to allow us to have quite a few practices, 3 days and 2 days, and then 2 days, 1 a day, 2 a day, 1 a day. All that stuff's gone, and so I feel like the NCAA, the NFL, they're making the physical grind of camp a lot less, but the mental side of it is increased, probably more so. That, and the mental importance of it is increased. So there's a lot more of that going on, and we've taken a big approach to the education of our guys in the recovery and hydration, fueling their bodies so that they can get out there and perform at their best every day. Right? There's not that physical hangover that there used to be when you go through the dog days of camp.
Brandon Henderson, though, is very talented, obviously. But what's the challenges for a freshman lineman to compete in the Power 5, you think?
Well, number one is the physical strength of your opponent, right? And the offensive line position is one that if you don't have just overwhelming strength or brute force, it's going to be very hard, to take on a guy that has that if you don't have the technique down, right? And the technique takes a long time to develop. Finite details of your steps, your hand placements, your pad level, then knowing the plays, how to fit blocks. The defenders that we're playing are obviously very, very good. And are going against one of the best D-lines in the country. It's a very difficult task for any O-lineman, let alone a freshman. And he is incredibly talented. He's got a very bright future. I'm excited to see where it goes, and now we're continuing to work on that physical development, right? The strength training, the fundamental work that goes into being a lineman. And I don't know if it ever changes. I mean, you're continually working on those fundamentals, those techniques to kind of master your craft and to better your craft. And he's just at the starting stages of that race, right? And so we're really excited about what he could do, but now we have to get those guys stronger. And him, TJ, Zach, Amlin, all those young guys, and now we got to get them stronger and ready to compete at this level because we're playing, some of the best defenders in the country.
Coach, when you think back to your first year here,